Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren and this is Scorpionic Readings, and today's pick a card topic is taking a look at what their current feelings for you are. There are 3 groups to choose from for today's reading. Let me show you the cards up close. Group number 1, your crystal is the Stingray, and your card is 33, Fire Dance. Group number 2, your crystal is the Wolf. Your card is 28, the Dormouse. And group number 3, your crystal is the Mushroom. And your card is 58, Reflections. Okay, so take all the time you need to choose your pile for today's reading. When you're ready, you can head down to the description box of this video. You will find a timestamp that will take you directly to your messages, and I'll meet you there. Hi there, Group 1. Welcome to your messages. Let's dive right into what their current feelings are for you now. So we went ahead and shuffled out Oracle cards. We will shuffle out the Wake Me Up Tarot deck here as we get going with the message. This will be your final message, so let's put that off to the side before we take a look. We will reveal that at the very end of your reading, so stay tuned for that final message. Let's take a look. Your first message is protection, armament, strengthen, boundaries, and aura. Okay, this is from the same deck that you chose your pile based off of. I felt called to pull out 2 for each one and chose the second round that shuffled out as the one you chose for your group. So here is the first card that was shuffled out for you. It is Magic Fish. All right, this message here is Victim. And let's take a look at this one here. Mirror. Treat your body like a palace, like the palace it is. Beautiful. I'm gonna move this around here. And let's take a look at these tea leaf cards. I'm interested to see how these will clarify and bring more specific aspects to what has come out so far. We have mice, discord among friends, beetle with good fortune, bread, period of prosperity and abundance, as well as the month of July. It's interesting what's coming out so far. It's an aspect for sure of people in your life perhaps having been in judgment of your situation with this person. We have discord among friends and family. We have victim. I feel like this is how people have been viewing you in this time, or we'll get more messages with tarot, but the first things I'm thinking is either the people surrounding this relationship with the person you have in mind sensing a victim mentality toward you, or sensing that in some way you are being disrespected, in some way you are not being upheld to the standards you normally would accept and expect from others, as well as protection coming through. It's like a need to protect the ones they love, which is you in this situation, even though they know that at this point the boundary is set between them and the relationship. And I think rightfully so, for the most part, it is respect for you as an individual experiencing your relationships, being the one who is directly experiencing them. So there is understanding that obviously they are not experiencing it directly, but there is association of what you speak of, what you experience, with negative things or harmful behaviors happening toward you in the relationship, or unfair division of resources, of living space, of time to use the car that you guys share. I don't know that's specific, but in some way there is judgment coming in toward this relationship just about the surface level things that they hear. It's kind of giving me this idea. I might want to wait to speak on that because I don't want to dismiss those concerns before we get more information. But I'll mention it's like this idea of like, if you do find yourself confiding in people close to you about normal relationship problems or disputes or disagreements or challenges and difficulties that come with committed partnership, it's like if that is what they hear is the complaining, is the dissatisfaction, then of course they are going to form an idea that that is the only element that this relationship has been bringing you, is one of frustration and disrespect or just unfairness with, again, how you are dividing your time, how much you are devoting to this person versus how much they see at surface level that this person is in return able to do that. And the key word I think is able for some of you. There is a recognition that your person is busy perhaps, or yeah, things like that. And we know that everyone makes the best effort they can with what else they have going on. But that is the first idea I'm getting really confirmed with the discord among friends, victimhood here, as well as protection. Good fortune. We have good news as well. Good fortune and period of prosperity and abundance. I think that maybe something has happened in July that allows you to find a lot of fulfillment. A magic fish came along, allow you to find a lot of fulfillment in areas other than this relationship. Perhaps before that, it was to some degree elements of codependency coming in, things like that. And something could have happened this summer, specifically in July, prior to when you're watching this. I feel like some good news came in that brought you a lot of hope for an abundant and prosperous future, and that is what you're working on now. I see you in this energy of the mirror. Treat your body like the palace it is. You're gaining a lot of fire dance. You're gaining a lot of joy and exuberance back. Your aura as well as strengthening. We have that mentioned in protection. Your armament is changing, like the things you show up to the plate with in order to assert joy, spread joy, assert your own abundance in your everyday life and the things you choose to do, daily tasks and daily interactions with others. Your aura, your armament, like the tools you feel like you have at your disposal to be charismatic, to make connections with strangers, to dance like no one's watching. Like you feel like something has strengthened a lot with this card really representing that, the way that she is enjoying herself, listening to music, dancing, comfortable in her body as she should be. That's how you are feeling at this time. There's renewed hope, renewed inspiration. Your eggs are not falling in one basket at this point. And so let's clarify, let's move along. Magic Fish just feels, I really like this card. It feels very lucky for you. It feels something has come along to take you on a more whimsical, magical ride. The dissatisfaction or the unfair elements of what they saw happening here was they felt like this person was bringing down your boundary, or bringing down your normal aura, or dimming your normal light. Like if we are talking about shared spaces, shared living spaces, and unfairness with how that is divided, perhaps there was a heavy hand toward you from a person about you cannot use those decorations. You cannot put that up in my house that I live into. We cannot sleep on those sheets. I don't know what it is. I want to get down to the bottom of this though, because so far this reading feels like, what are their current feelings toward you? It feels like perhaps that was your intention, was to get the perspective of your family and your friends toward the changes that have been happening for you recently. And for some of you, the areas in which your current relationship is missing the mark. And overall, what are their current feelings towards you? I think there are multiple aspects coming in to share an opinion to say about you, because again, we have so much movement happening with something very joyful, lucky, and abundant in progress for you at this time, and you are more expressive. There is more consideration to have toward what you're doing because you are so expressive. So we have family and friends coming through, recognizing that change in you, as well as recognizing ways that you have been held back from this, from a past relationship or a current one perhaps. So let's see, we need to definitely get more information about this situation. Can we hear the perspective of this person that we have noted, in addition to friends and family coming through? We have the World. What is this relationship? We have 3 of Cups. We have 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, and let's take one more. Knight of Swords. Wow. I feel like there's someone that feels like they're being left in the dust. Another small aspect I would say is this is a person that you've enjoyed a lot of fun times with, that you have enjoyed doing adventurous things with. You've enjoyed being in the same spaces together, and those spaces could look specifically like some aspects of like nightlife, or yeah, that's what I'm getting from that. Is this is a person where a lot of the history comes from, maybe you went to school together, you kind of went through that dynamic, and then that shift into postgraduate things like that, and how that dynamic changes. So there's a lot of like history, and it's making me think of something I heard the other day, and it was like to say that your relationship is still valuable just because, and the key word is only because of the history that's there. And of course that is, doesn't apply to every situation, but for some of you it's something to consider, and it was relevant to me quite recently. Today even, I think it was, that I saw that. But if the only thing holding you here is feeling a sense of loyalty to this person because of the history you have been through, I think it is valuable to consider the ways that you have also been impacted by those very situations that caused you to grow together in the first place. And the World, it's like there could be value in exploring healing that pathway, healing that stretch of time in which you were experiencing that with this person on your own separately, the World. And so the other message as well I'm getting here in regards to this person that your family and friends have been speaking about, yeah, I said like they feel like they're getting left in the dust. The World is it's just you doing this for you and you only, and succeeding, crossing that finish line. And the World, once she crosses that finish line, we're starting the journey all over to the position of the Fool, number 0, starting the entire cycle again up to 21, the World. So you're about to make a lot of progress. I mean, it just feels very, very happy for you at this time. I feel like this is you, and this fortune is something that has been very recently expanded for you, solidified, or has become actualized for you, and is visible and is within grasp, and something that you can actually work toward every day is happening for you now. 5 of Pentacles, there is some regret, there is some consideration for the fact that this could have been an experience once again that you two could share. I don't know what the current feeling is that you are having toward this person. I don't know if we're going to get it, of course, because the focus is on how they feel toward you, but they have some sense of like, take me with, like we could do this together as like a dream team, or kind of falsely expressing happiness for you or pride for what you've been doing. Like there could be some aspect of like egoic, like microaggression coming through from them seeing you win at this time. And or regardless, if none of that is resonating, the other message I see with Knight of Swords is that you achieving something great related to this aspect we spoke about in July, you having a lot of recognition for that in a very concrete way that you can pinpoint on your timeline. This is the day that I was recognized as such. This was the day that I was given this award. It's like some great news that you share. I'm seeing a Facebook post announcement in my head right now. I don't know if that's relevant, but it causes them to come rushing in, rushing back, wanting to appreciate you more. Perhaps the very thing that they tried to dim your light with how you were wanting to express yourself through it is the thing that is now being appreciated by a large audience. You design, and these works are being brought into people's homes all across the world, across the country, whatever it is. And so it's like, yeah, I'm not going to be sassy, but they were cute. They were cute, the stuff you make. And likewise with this Knight of Swords, just generally your attraction, we have aura, again mentioned in protection card, is you're protected in this time, as well as your aura is very recognizable, and it brings in attraction from other people. Yeah. I want to see, we have 2 more messages here. Let's see what these say. Knight of Pentacles, more offerings in terms of new opportunities and finances coming in from this. Wow, and this is you, the 9 of Pentacles. Really, this was a path that you and you alone could take and get this far in, with the 9 of Pentacles being total self-satisfaction with what you have provided, the luxury you have imbued in your life because of your own hard work. The 9 of Pentacles is enjoying that and relishing within that feeling. So yeah, I guess this seems like a very enjoyable time for you. We're getting a lot of aspects coming through for this reading. It's like a 3-for-1 message. The Hierophant. What can we know about relationships? 3 of Swords. Okay. I do feel this one. And the Knight of Wands. Wow. So, an opportunity being handed to you, but likewise, I see heartbreak over the recognition, the obvious recognition of what is inspiring this person to stay committed to you through the process. I think you are realizing that this is more of some of it is a transactory vibe with them. Like they, again, with like wanting to not be left behind, I think some of you are having this realization because you see the way that they are inspired to come in quickly for certain aspects but not others. It reminds me of spending time with someone and realizing that the most passion they would bring to conversations were when it was directed toward their own work that they were describing or their own interests. That was the only time I saw that passion and that life come in. And in terms of me trying to share my own things, it made me realize what was lacking in this situation by seeing the limited times in which the person was on, or interesting or excited about things. And similar for you guys, you could be recognizing a pattern of this person or this is calling out their feelings. That's what the whole message is, but it's kind of course, through your perspective of receiving it. You notice the pattern that they only come rushing in when good things happen or when you have something to offer or a +1 is needed, like things like that. Let's get a final row of messages to confirm here how this person is feeling. I feel like you have received more than enough information at this point to have enough clarity on this, so I'm feeling good about that. But let's go ahead and get any final messages because it feels so like surface level. I want to know if there's anything deeper than what has been revealed about their current feelings for you. Is there anything there? Is there any potential or kind of life left within this relationship? Perhaps, I'm hearing in my head, yes, perhaps if this opportunity had not happened for you, if you had not taken it, but that just, it seems quite obvious that with the true colors revealed here, your path is correct to take the opportunity that prioritizes yourself. Like, yes, there is something like these energies would not come up if this person were not experiencing this success with you hand in hand. And so some of you are like, well, maybe I don't want the success, maybe I want this person. But it's a lose-lose situation. I really truly feel that, because it would just be continuing a path of oblivion, not knowing yet, and that's the key word. Like, another situation could come up down the road in which this person behaves similarly. And so just because it could be avoided doesn't mean you want to go to that, because the opportunity, when it is presented, those true colors will be revealed. They have been revealed in this reading. The Star card, this is a strong message to listen to your own heart at this time, to prioritize yourself. I see that very vividly in the Star card and the Empress. So strong. This is you guys in this time, regardless of gender, of course, but you are prominent, you are strong, you are abundant as well, you are prosperous. She's even making me think of this figure here. The red hair actually is very significant. We have red hair as well. 7 of Pentacles. Temperance, you have an opportunity for a really, really nice balance. You see the way that these figures represent one another. One of them is at their daily responsibility, doing their work to progress. This one here is with balance. The Temperance card, self-care implemented in there, taking time for things you enjoy. A very nice picture. It is painting here for you on your own. Wow. 6 of Pentacles. I feel like there's a lot of offers that are going to come into you from like other people who would love to be in a relationship with you. Like, I'm even thinking of people like sending you money because they want to. The 4 of Wands. Wow. 10 of Pentacles and the Emperor. Very nice. I saw this card and I wanted to take it literally as like a wedding in your future, a union happening for you in your future. And then we have the divine counterparts of the Empress and the Emperor kind of confirm that as I was thinking that. So I do feel like, and 10 of Pentacles as well is, you see the image pictured here is a happy, prosperous family of different generations all together, all experiencing joy and abundance, prosperity in their lifetime. Your future is very promising from this message. Very, very promising. Yeah, counterparts, strong, equal counterparts, and nothing like any animosity you had experienced, any unfairness, or negative treatment, passive aggressive treatment, nothing like that. A Six of Pentacles, we see equal reciprocation and sharing of what you both bring to the table. Four of Wands, again, represents wedding, union, celebration, pivotal moments in life. I do see that in your future, as well as an abundant future carrying forward for you with lots of self-love, lots of prosperity, abundance, many, many great things waiting for you guys. I almost forgot to reveal our final message. Let's take a look at this card. We have, wow, Hearth with happiness in our hearts and homes. Could not have asked for a better final message for you guys. It speaks for itself. I hope you enjoyed this message. Please take the time to share a little bit about how this reading resonated with you in the comments, as well as subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it if you take the time to do all of those things to support me. But with all of that being said, Pile 1, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in your next reading. Hi there, Pile 2. Welcome to your messages. Let's dive right into what are their current feelings for you. So I went ahead and shuffled out some oracle cards. This will be the final message we reveal at the very end of the reading, so stay tuned for that final message, and let's take a look at your first message. We have remembrance with remembering, love, loss, and healing. Okay. We have escapist, come home to yourself. All right. We have completion. Wow. The imagery really stood out to me with this first card that came through. Remembrance, love, loss, and healing. And this is a card from the same deck you chose your pile from. I felt called to shuffle 2 out, and I chose the second set that's shuffled out for each group as the one you would choose for your pile. So here is the first card that came out from that deck. Wow, thinking of you. And let's take a look at the tea leaf to get more specific aspects, and we can really tie these first messages together. We have stork with news of a birth or a new business opportunity. Beautiful, with mentioning loss and completion here, and we have new on the way. We have, wow, bag, something important, such as a new job or a raise. Beautiful. The month of May. And purse, pay attention to your finances. Okay. This card had me taken aback when that came out, just with the significance of, as well as thinking of you, really brought a huge sense of course, missing someone, of moving on from the loss of someone, whether they have left your life or they have, what if you are remembering them from a place of grief as well at this time, that is relevant. I'm really thinking of like an older figure in your life who is coming through this message, thinking of you. You have been thinking of them, as well as they are letting you know that they are always thinking of you as well. Remembrance. You have been dedicated to remembering and honoring the legacy of someone very important to you. The dormouse, it really makes me think of someone in your family, someone you looked up to, perhaps someone who raised you that you spent a lot of time with. And recently, I think perhaps with an anniversary coming through, this isn't the only message here, but I'll touch on it, of course, for those who it is relevant for. In May, perhaps you could have come upon an anniversary of this loss of a person, and it's been on your mind recently, perhaps because of other upcoming annual events going on within your life in the month of August into the fall. That kind of thing is bringing you back to remembering your roots, remembering home like always. And that's just a sweet message for like a little communication coming through for some of you. But the other note with this message is, of course, leaving behind, completing a recent relationship, healing from a recent loss of a person, a relationship, and you've been coming home to yourself at this time. What are their current feelings for you? Whoever has been with you in your life, physically or not, to this point, they have been watching over you, protecting you. Their current feelings toward you are, of course, still of love, still remembering and thinking of you always, and that's a very sweet message coming through for some of you. But yeah, and it was very nice to see that we have news and new opportunities highlighted within the next part of your reading with Stork. Something new after completion of a cycle, starting a new one, new opportunity, birth, or business, relationship, whatever you are resonating with, it can embody that energy, this Stork card. Regardless, it is something important to you, very important to you, like a job, a raise, again, a relationship, family. Someone could have made their way back home recently in the month of May that had spent quite a while away from home. And it's been an adjustment period, and you're wondering how they have been doing. I think that they have found a lot of peace and contentment being able to exist within this space for the past few months. The come home to yourself gives me that idea, as well as the dormouse being a very inviting situation that you are bringing this person into. You have allowed them to come into and give them new opportunity to get on their feet again, to maybe someone is staying with you temporarily for a job, for a temporary job, before the new one or the raise comes in, to allow expansion from there, to allow a more appropriate situation to come through for that person to find living accommodations. Pay attention to your finances. What are their current feelings toward you with pay attention to your finances? Someone might be concerned about how they are affecting your situation, your livelihood every day. Your normal routine is being disrupted. Of course, maybe you're sparing extra money here and there to support someone else when they tag along, now that they're in your living space, and they're wondering how that's going for you. And I think that it's all from a place of encouraging healing, encouraging healthy grieving within a person, encouraging someone to take the time they need to come out of this situation on their feet again. Let's continue on with these messages. Can we confirm here what this is with? There's multiple aspects coming through, so I'm going to ask to clarify all of them that we have had come up so far. I'm going to start with those. So let's see. King of Swords, the Chariot, Four of Wands, something to celebrate very soon, Five of Cups, wow. Someone coming out of that negative situation that you had been trying to be with them through, Strength card. Oh, wow. There's just a lot to this message. So, yeah, it feels, I'm not really getting any sense of this being a romantic person thinking of you. If that was your intention behind the reading, perhaps another pile is going to hold that message. But this is heavy on family, people who are blood related, really, truly, like, or like a really close enough family friend that they're family. They're a family friend. And so the Strength card makes me think of how I had spoke of someone who has been thinking about you, who has been protecting you, who has been surrounding you this whole time, that perhaps has passed on. And that does make me think of that kind of figure here, with a lot of history between you two. And What are their current feelings? I have a message for some of you that maybe some of you are doing something in honor of them. Yeah, I mentioned something about like legacy. I'm thinking, yeah, like to honor someone, doing something to uphold someone's memory. I think some of you are achieving something soon here or in progress toward that is going to make them very happy. You're doing something they loved, and they love to see you do that. And even if you don't win or make a huge achievement, they love that you got to experience what they loved doing in their lifetime at their prime. Five of Cups, what are their current feelings? I feel like this person has a lot of potential, has a lot of intellectual potential. They're very smart, very calculated. Maybe they excel in like technology, in even chess, playing very strategic games like that require a lot of practice and technique to do very well in. And I'm getting a sense that they're very smart. They could want to be an entrepreneur, and that could be some aspect that is technically holding them back at this time from moving on from the current situation that you have invited them into to help them. I almost see like you two have like made a deal. Like this person their rent is made up for by doing something for you. Like that's one aspect I see. As well as the Five of Cups. I think this person could use support at this time. I feel like there's something going on with this person that they really could use words of wisdom from you, or just comfort from you as well. Like the grievance we see here is done best at times in the company of others. And I think if you can offer this to them at this time, then that could be something to pay attention to, of if they seem to be well in good spirits. I just feel like there is a need to support someone here. The Four of Wands does make me feel like there is something promising ahead for this person. Like they could be meeting someone special that allows their situation to improve. Some aspect of life is being fulfilled for them, but it's one aspect and other areas need improvement still. It could be a relationship coming in that's going to help this person as well. It could be a job opportunity. But I'm really thinking relationship to come in and kind of give this person the support that they really need. That it would be lovely if you have the capacity to give them that, but I think ultimately it is not necessarily your responsibility to provide that level of kind of intimate support that they really truly need. And so what could be changing for them is that coming in, someone special that is loved by you, loved by your family as well. It is very easy to recognize that this is a good match and this is a good-hearted person coming in for them, who doesn't judge, who sees them for them. Other aspects, and it could be a money opportunity. Their current feelings, feeling guilty about, of course, not having that in their possession at this time, having that kind of stable opportunity. Wow, Nine of Pentacles. I see stability happening for this person. I see them getting back on their feet. Page of Swords, again, with that intellectual, like, they may be starting at a more beginner or novice entry-level position, but to them it, like, means the world. To them it is the height of luxury, the resources and accommodations they are able to provide and access because of what this position has given to them in terms of new job, new raise, new money or business opportunity. But it does again feel like if they're entrepreneurial geared, it just feels like something to get their foot in the door. Of course, accepting that new perspective is their current feelings, are they are gaining a new perspective for what looks like a good opportunity to them, rather than wanting to accept nothing less than being at the top right away. I think they have realized the benefit that could be within a position where they're an apprentice, where they can learn a lot. Their values have totally switched up of like, their ego has been tested within this time, and it has brought them to a place where they can see the value and joy in a job that perhaps they would have dismissed earlier when their situation wasn't so demanding for them to have an opportunity to provide. Judgment. Yeah, it really is like a whole new chains are breaking free. What had changed them is no longer going to. This is again a whole page turned for them that is going to put them, I do like see them being able to embody this King of Swords. Again, there's a lot of potential, there's a lot of intelligence, natural analytical skills as well, very analytical, like technology, very skilled with that as well, a precise, detailed person. And so we do see that that path is going to take them higher and higher up, just at a more realistic pace. Temperance feels like that. Their current feelings, they're starting to accept that realistic pace is what is most attractive to them at this time and going to be best for them, knowing that they can still seek out and find greater abundance. I even see a pathway of like getting raises happening here with the fact that this mentions specifically something important such as a new job or a raise. I see them realizing just how far they can go with sticking to one thing where they start at an entry level. Eight of Swords. They're realizing a new pathway to escapist came out, to escape this current life and situation that's holding them back. Three of Pentacles, they're going to be open to working with people. They're going to, in fact, enjoy doing that. And that is another aspect that is bringing a lot more vitality and renewed inspiration into them. Having connections at every level, perhaps having a romantic relationship come in, as well as having good work relationships where they really begin to value partnership. And perhaps what got them to this place in the first place was I'm almost losing my train, like independence, like refusing to work with others, being kind of stubborn with that. Page of Pentacles, they're having to learn a new way. They're accepting the fact that being a beginner is okay. In fact, there are a lot of benefits to being a beginner. There's a lot of grace. There's a lot of opportunity to learn. A lot of ways to prove yourself very worthy of traveling up further. We have the Magician. And this is only going to be a path filled with even more realizations, inspirations, and much more to be revealed here with the Magician that this person can make for themselves. So overall, what are they thinking about you at this time? Like, we have a lot of understanding about what their pathway is entailing. We did get messages of how they felt about kind of being in your space. Let's take a look at Two of Swords. Their feelings towards you. Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles. They really value you as a partner, as someone, if they struggle to express it. The partnership I see here is very valued. They don't know what they would do without you in this situation. The King of Pentacles. Five of Swords. I feel like they view you as having your stuff together, as competition has never faced you. I think they have a perception of you that you are very dominating in your field, in any space that you put yourself in. They admire that about you, the King of Pentacles. They want to bring that kind of energy into the aspects of their work that requires a lot of calculation. They want to take inspiration from you in that space that they work in. But overall, I just see with the partnership represented by 2 and 2 that they also try their best to, if they get their hands on they try their best to bring you small gifts of appreciation. I think you notice that as well, but they do make a constant effort rather to take opportunities to bring you something that will fulfill you, again, to do extra things for you. They see how hard you work, they see how powerful you are. Once again, they're inspired by it. They've been learning a lot about how to help others as well at this time. Their current feelings toward you are, of course, of gratitude, very much so gratitude, but for more reasons than I think you would expect. I think you really have inspired a lot of confidence in them. You have taught them a lot about interpersonal relationship dynamics. Like, they have learned a lot of those kind of social aspects from you as well, and they admire that. They might show admiration for you through imitation. I think they might try to teach you about what they enjoy. Like, I see the two of you here playing a game that they are probably good at, and maybe they pretend to be less good at it to help you learn, to help you enjoy playing it as well. It's a very, interesting dynamic between you two. I feel like you are very, very different fundamentally. But this person, no doubt, has respected you, learned a lot about you, and therefore has gained a lot of respect. This is a really powerful time. If you don't feel like you had intentionally been doing bonding activities with this person in this time, you've been busy, naturally this whole process has been a bonding experience, and it's something that I think you will look back on and really, really value as yet another person or situation that came floating into your path unexpectedly, and you realize what joy and what abundance that brought you in your overall path. Yeah, I love this message. It's really interesting so far for group 1 as well as 2. These messages are not quite what I expected them to be. I kind of had confined them to a smaller box of this is going to be, I imagined it would be a romantic partner coming through for each reading, but so far that has really not been what it is, and I love to see the value being placed on these other relationships as well within this reading. So I very much enjoyed it. Let's take a look at your final guidance oracle card. We have Trick or Treat with Mischief and Play. Yeah, this is the two of you, two unlikely friends, but enjoy the time you have together. Enjoy, make time for play and connection. And this is a very powerful experience for both of you. So I hope you enjoyed these messages, Pile 2. Please take the time to comment about how this reading resonated with you. I'd love to hear about what this situation looks like for you. It was such an interesting reading that came up. Take time to subscribe to the channel as well. With all of that being said, Pile 2, have an amazing day, and I will see you in your next reading. Hi there, Pile 3. Welcome to your messages. Let's dive right in. I went ahead and shuffled out some oracle cards to get us going. This will be your final message. So let's go ahead and put that to the side, and we will reveal it at the very end of your messages. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. Let's take a look. You have uniqueness with unique, perfect, self, and honor. Okay. Princess, you can be your own knight. All right, we have growth. Beautiful. And this card is from the same deck you chose your group based off of. I felt called to pull out 2 different cards for each pile. So this was the second set that came out that I chose for you to pick your pile from. So this is your first card, Magnolia. And we have quite a few tea leaves, so let's take a look at these. These will give us additional specifics, and we can really connect all of these messages from those. So I'm excited. We have Cain with Pay Attention to Your Health. Rabbit, too much concern with sexual matters. Okay. We have Broom, new home, new attitude. Shield, you need to defend yourself. Carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. Wow, quite a few tea leaves. We have teardrops with great personal sorrow. I'm getting quite a few messages though. We have wishbone with a wish is granted. Wow. Peacock with beware of great pride. Yeah, so I held the growth card up close. I wanted you guys to see what the background is within that, and with the pay attention to your health card, it did make me tie that into this being like a hospital, like waiting room setting, and that really made sense for me that perhaps you were going through a time in which your health is prioritized, you're on the defense against some ailment. The journey here, this confirmed it for me as well, a physical or mental journey, so some kind of ailment, physical or mental, and this does make me think of mental as well, can be very significant here. What does this person think of you? Wishbone makes me think that the ailment is going to be healed, especially because it signifies a bone, and I was really thinking of aspects of health and anatomy and things like this, so it does make me feel like this ailment, physical or mental, is going to alleviate for you. Your wish is going to be granted in this area where some kind of support with the cane here is going to come in to help you. And there is growth through that support and through that healing as well. There are multiple other areas that are allowed to grow and sprout from that newness or the refreshing of your state of being that you had been experiencing some kind of pain, sorrow, or lack within. And so who is this coming through to share their feelings about you currently? I will say the reflections card makes me think of you identifying your pile because you feel like there is someone who has been reflecting you at this time. There is someone who has been, you feel very mirrored to this person at this time, and uniqueness is highlighting the aspects of you that make you you at this time, and I think this person recognizes that within you as well. You could have this perception of like, we are so similar, we are soulmates, and their perception is that you are so much more unique, you are so much more yourself, like you are so much easier to honor and respect. There is some discrepancy here where this person does not feel as strongly that you're mirrored to them, not because they don't love you necessarily, we'll get more information coming out with the tarot, but because they have negative self-view or limited self-view where they cannot connect the dots to how your specialness, your power and strength, especially through the situations we have highlighted so far here, they cannot compare that to how they feel like they handle their life and their challenges. But I can't say that's true or not for them. Magnolia as well gives me a sense of specialness. You're like easily received by a lot of people as well. Like your uniqueness is easily recognized and you do not struggle to grow in new environments. We see all kinds of growth happening of different plants that are not necessarily meant to be growing in that space. It's like wherever you land, you're able to defend yourself. And I'm missing this whole message of we have shield, defend yourself, as well as you can be your own knight. You have a really strong capability to uplift and take care of yourself always. Other messages we have within this. too much concern with sexual matters as well. Yeah. That gives me some kind of idea of exactly what it says. Like, I don't know if there is dedication to physicality or intimacy with this person that is kind of diminishing your need for rest, recovery, growth at this time, or it is like a distraction. It is a way to push out those worries. And not to say it's inherently bad what I'm speaking of, but I think there is an aspect of like, at times it is a distraction. It is a distraction from what you're going through, as well as a distraction from the core root of the issues there are in the relationship, if you're resonating with that. I don't know that there are issues in the relationship other than this aspect coming through. I don't know if there's like other immediate kind of red flags I'm picking up on. Beware of great pride. I wonder if this person perceives you as having, like, they overall are in awe and admiration of you, but I think there is some hidden shadow side to them that perceives it as you have too much pride. You are way too proud to be going around living life the way you are, and it's like jealousy. It really is. Yeah, I see the same imagery on the feathers, that kind of circular design, and I see that the feather coming through of her dress. So this lets me know that you are prideful, you are unique, you're proud of what makes you unique, and I'm not bringing you down for that at all. The message here is that the person you are close with, intimate with, is triggered by that. What does this one say? New home, new attitude. Seems refreshing. Something refreshing on the way for you. New home, new attitude. With this journey not completed, but to a pause, kind of, is when you are enjoying a nice time of retreat, isolation, rest. You could actually be moving into a new home that is supportive of what you need. Like, if you are happiest when there's a lot of light coming in, when you have a backyard space to go out, when you have that kind of access to things that make you happy, your new home, new place you find yourself with living accommodations in is going to bring a whole new attitude. It could just be like a bigger space, a more clean space, whatever it is that you really place a lot of your everyday peace and contentment on, those kinds of things, having things neat and tidy and organized. We see that changing for you. But can we get more information for what this person's current feelings are? We understand kind of the context of the situation. I want to know specifically through these cards what their feelings are. 10 of Cups, very good message. They do envision a future with you. 7 of Swords, but they envision one in which they fear missteps that they may take. They fear ways in which they may not step up to the plate always. They fear ways in which they could disappoint you. They worry about going down a bad path, going down a selfish path, going down a path where they are spending money, or I'm not sure what it is, but they see a beautiful picture with you, but they have fear. There's a lot of course, their perspective coming through, their own limitations are coming through in this reading specifically. So their fear is messing it up, destroying it, making a wrong move. 9 of Pentacles. They feel like you deserve so much. You would never deserve any situation like that. So that is why it is so concerning to them. 5 of Cups. I don't know, I feel like they have some healing to do. They recognize that. They really are lacking self-confidence, lacking yeah, they don't trust themselves to provide for you the way you deserve to be. Six of Swords, what are their feelings? They also have fear of like you leaving, as well as they fear like the monotony kicking in of their intention would be to support you through life, but they fear the fact that one day it's going to be a situation where perhaps our family does not grow into what we hoped it would be. Perhaps there's something blocking from that happening, and we find ourselves in an everyday routine of, it's almost like they fear it just being the two of you going forward. I think fear is maybe a too strong word for this situation, but they have anxiety, they get nervous about like anything that could go wrong when you partner up with someone. They're thinking, well, what if my partner loses their job down the road? What if all of these things, health challenges, like really the ways that if you marry and saying your vows, the things you commit to, they're worried about that. Ailments, troubles that are shared together as committed partners, really in marriage specifically is kind of what I'm thinking of. Fear of commitment because they're afraid of not being able to fulfill your needs the way that they feel so confident you deserve them to be. Wow, the Queen of Wands. High Priestess. I feel like there is some part of them that knows that this relationship is not right for you or them for longevity, for long term, just because they see you as like, and this is their perception, but they see you as having sacrificed things that you previously enjoyed doing because you were with them now. They see you declining an offer to go out with your friends or declining that trip that you were going to take with whoever. Like, they worry that you are okay with that now, but they see, the High Priestess, they see a future of dissatisfaction in you. They're really worried. They just have a lot of limitation with fear and not knowing exactly how things will play out. I want to know if there's like discrepancy really here between how you feel and what they're perceiving, or if there's anything in you that kind of feels this way as well. So let's take a look at if we can get any information on your perspective. We have Page of Pentacles. I feel like you do truly value learning from this person. You value the stability they bring you, the skills they bring to the table. You value just having that strong support. We see that they were with you in a time of growth and challenge and sorrow, mental, physical ailments. Ace of Wands. I feel like you inspire them. They inspire you, is what I'm saying there. The Emperor. You do see them as stable and calculated, but in a way that brings you exactly what you need for what you do not bring to the table as strongly, those elements of personality and drive that you do not necessarily possess as much as they do. Likewise, the things that you have that they don't have, you see like this perfect marriage of what that can bring for stability in the future. Temperance. Yeah, I think you see a very balanced relationship dynamic between you and them. I think that in ways it brings you exactly what you need. And if that's how you feel, that is valid. Like, this whole time, it just has been this person's perception is what's coming through from insecurity. So again, it could just be a conversation. It's something good to know. What is the guidance moving forward here for the collective before we get your final card? Let's take those. Let's get your guidance for how to navigate what has come up for you here. Six of Cups. I had a message with this one, thinking back that it was like almost like you've known this person for a while. The Six of Cups, I feel like you have a history with this person. Pile 1 had a message about what it means to decide to continue forward with a relationship for the sole reason that the history is there. So if you need more information, I think Pile 1 can hold some of that for you. Definitely, I really do. 8 of Pentacles. Guidance here, the Lovers. I think this is something that can be worked through. 10 of Wands. King of Swords. And let's take a look at the final 2. King of Pentacles as well as the Tower. Okay. Yeah, I think the message perhaps here is that this is something that can be worked through, but that doesn't guarantee a certain outcome to a decision that may come about from the said conversation of trying to work through this. I feel definitely, regardless of any direct yes or no, are we going to be together or are we going to break up, yes or no, your answer here is something is going to shake up after a heart-to-heart conversation. The right timing as well is significant. I think one or both of you could have something very all-consuming going on at this point, and so maybe it is best to wait for that to kind of settle out. But when the time comes, said conversation is going to shake things up. 10 of Wands typically represents something needs to go here. The Tower represents things transforming for you overnight, unexpectedly, which can look like something going away in order for something new to come in. So this conversation could really go multiple ways. It does feel like it's going to be a very responsible interaction, but there is something that will need to be dropped in order to go forward without carrying as much weight on both of your backs within this relationship. It could be the relationship itself, or the way it is now, it will never be that way again. It's getting shaken up. King of Pentacles, I almost see a way that this is navigated is through a very nice trip or something like that, where specifically you are prioritizing making this person feel good. I think you know a lot about self-love. You know a lot about how to be your own knight, and I think you're kind of teaching this person some of your ways. How do you exactly get that glow and uniqueness that they feel like they can't quite match, and you're gonna bring them somewhere perhaps that allows them to rejuvenate, to be happy, some kind of retreat, your favorite place, spending time together in a way that you are shaking things up in the relationship. If the dynamic had been more heavy on one person kind of taking charge, I think you could be the other person taking charge in this aspect at this point. And what's left after that is what's there to be built on. And that will be a choice ultimately within the relationship. You know your situation best, and you will know with what's left in front of you if it is enough for you to build back on, specifically a solid foundation to build back on, or if you want to, if you desire to continue this relationship in that way. So those are your messages. Let's go ahead and take a look at your final message. What does pile 3 need to know most? Wow, we have Death card. The eternal cycle begins here. This is really jumping onto my last point here, which was about something being shaken up. And again, what is left, it is both of your decision, mainly your decision if that is something you want to work with, if that is something you desire to continue building on. Your path is up to you here and up to your knowledge on what you experienced with this said conversation. And if you recognize a cycle, that is something to pay close attention to, is a repeated cycle, a repeated conversation, getting deja vu. We've been here before, we've had this conversation before, and nothing changed. So I think that gave you the messages you needed for clarity today. I really hope it did. Please like the video, leave a comment, and let me know how this resonated with you. I'd love to know, as well as subscribe to the channel. With all that being said, pile 3, have an amazing day, and I'll see you in your next reading.